Now we're going to enter the second part of our meeting, which is the special session today is the workshop, and it's going to be about mentoring. And anyone here, without further ado, I would like to lead us into the workshop now. And it's going to be facilitated by our own DTM Arnie, who's always the champion of our club, and maybe for our part of this Toastmaster in this region also. And please welcome Toastmaster BTM Arnie.
Please show a thumbs up if you've heard about the word mentor. Please give me your biggest smile if you know about mentoring. The others are not smiling. Does it mean you never heard about mentoring? And give me your heart if you're ready to learn about mentoring. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready to be a mentee or a mentor? Tonight, we have a very basic workshop on mentoring. And I already shared to our Vice President of Education for the very simple format that we are going to use for our members here. First of all, I would like to ask everyone to please write in the chat box, if you hear the word mentor or mentoring, what is the first word or what words do you normally think about? If you think about the word mentor or mentoring, please type in the chat box, what do you normally think about or what words that always come first? Teacher, growing, experience. Wow. How about the others? Support, guide. Wow. Sharing experience. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Giving advice, trust, inspire. Experience, trustful advisor. Thank you so much. Everyone is correct. All your answers are correct. In a Toastmaster context, when we say mentor, a mentor is someone who is experienced. An experienced Toastmaster who share knowledge and experience in Toastmasters with someone who is a new member and empowering that new member to reach the goals. In a Toastmaster context, that is the meaning of a mentor. But there's one meaning of mentor that I really love. But that when you say mentor, it means, or mentoring, it means learning from someone who wants you to grow. Isn't it beautiful and appropriate for Toastmasters? That when you enter mentoring program, it means you are working with someone who wants you to grow. And in Bangkok Toastmasters Club, we want everyone here, especially our new members, to grow, not only in Toastmasters, but also in your professional and personal lives. Because Toastmaster is a platform where you can practice. That here you practice whatever you want to actually apply in your personal or personal lives. Because here we support each other in order for you to learn more. So what I'm going to do tonight is to actually connect here in Toastmasters and in your professional and personal lives. But before I start with that form, I want to ask you, who wants to be a mentee for Bangkok Toastmasters Club? A mentee, not a mentor. Anyone who wants to be a mentee and learn more from the experienced Toastmasters? There you go. Almost everyone is ready to be a mentee. Now let's talk about, just unmute yourself, no right or wrong. If you are a mentee, what are you supposed to have as skills or attitudes? I want you to unmute yourself and say it. Like, I'll give you an example. One best attitude that you can have as a mentee is the willingness to learn. It's very important that as a mentee, you are willing to learn. So let's call first Toastmaster Singh before I call Toastmaster Anna. Yes, Toastmaster Singh.
Yes, I would like to start from the mindset that if you want to be the mentor, so you need to open-minded because you're gonna get a lot of feedback. A good feedback cannot transfer to your behavior if you did not open your mind first. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, of course, if you're a mentee, you have to be open-minded. It's very important. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Singh. How about Toastmaster Anna? You raise your hand.
Yes. If as a mentee, I want to listen more, you have to have this listening ears to listen and take this feedback seriously, and at the same time learn from your mistakes, because the mentor would be able to tell you your strengths and areas of need to improve on. So do not take it personally, but take it seriously, because it will help you grow as a mentee. That's all.
Nice. Thank you so much. How about our new members? If you're a mentee, what are you supposed to have? Like skills or attitude? Can I hear from Toastmaster Matt? You've been here for 3 weeks. We want to hear your voice. We want to hear you speak. Toastmaster Mac, as a mentee.
Well, the willingness to learn, that's important, because if without that willingness, then you'll be like a glass full of water, and you never listen, and you will never accept anything into you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mark. But that's the example I gave. Can you think of another one? I know you still have an answer.
I was gonna say open-minded, but
Toastmaster Singh already answered.
humble. Be humble. Do it, new things that you learn. Yes. Because if you're too arrogant, then no one can teach you anything.
Correct. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, of course, Toastmaster Mark, thank you so much. Our future Toastmaster member here for Bangkok Toastmaster Club, future Toastmaster Sayed. Yes, you want to say something? If you are a mentee, I can't read your lips because you're quite far from the camera. Please, yes.
I'm sorry. My
but I can read lips. I've learned that from Zoom meetings.
If I want to be a mentee, I would like to have growth, because actually we are like passionate about improving ourselves, like constantly studying and putting our knowledge to test in practice. And the second quality I would like to have, like sharing knowledge, because the sharing knowledge is like we are very happy to share what we have to learn and whatever want to grow, and it really like to I mean these two qualities are really can help you to be a mentee. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It looks like you're very active tonight. I can sense that I can invite you as our member tonight. Thank you so much. I can feel that in my vein. How about our new member, Toastmaster Prapeng?
I think the skill that a mentee needs to have is a member of a good relationship, because mentoring is not a one-way communication. You have to give something back. So you need to learn that you are in a relationship and you have to make it a good one.
Yes, thank you so much. Of course, in mentoring, that's actually what makes mentoring different from coaching. Mentoring is a long-term relationship. Coaching is a short-term relationship. That's what makes it different, coaching and mentoring. That's right. Thank you so much. We also have another new member, Toastmaster Yanini.
So I think for mentees, the mindset they should have is the leadership skill, or some type of leadership that you can reflect on, like your weaknesses and your strength, in order to be a mentee. You might want to try and do a weird character strength before planning to be a mentee. So you know exactly where you need to improve and where you can help others as well. Back to you.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, another mindset there. We've been like discussing mindset now. Of course, Toastmaster Tao, our VPE, she's been here for several months, but of course, she's also a new member as a mentee, Toastmaster Tao.
As a mentee, one of the mindsets that I think is important is the dare to go out of the box. So sometimes when you start with one thing and you say that, okay, I need to fit that already for so many years. And when we got a suggestion from our mentor, you know and you understand, but you need a dare to try it, to make it in practice.
Yes, thank you so much. Of course. How about Toastmaster, competent communicator, Jinda?
I think it's the readiness to adapt to change and more importantly, to listen.
Yes, of course. Adaptability is also one of the attitudes that you should have or skills that you should have as a mentee. You need to adapt because sometimes some of our members are managers or CEOs or MDs and they come to Toastmasters. And of course, this is a different platform. This is where you learn more, you grow more, and you develop yourself more. And I would like also to invite Toastmaster Ong because Toastmaster Ong is also a very new member in our club. And as a mentee, Toastmaster Ong, what do you think you should have? What skills and attitude? Toastmaster Ong, please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Well, I think the very important character that a mentee should have is trust. You know, well, when having a mentor, you know, if someone doesn't trust his or her mentor, then it is very difficult to accept his advice, his or her advice, and well, also, you know, as many of us have already suggested earlier, that the mentee has to kind of, you know, get rid of his or her egoism, maybe. You know, as you said, many have come from from being a CEO, this and that, you know, each person may have their own egoistic mind, you know, so this has to be set to zero in order to accept, you know, the incoming thoughts or ideas or advice, you know. So I like to focus on this, you know, trust and willingness to accept or to learn new things. Thank you.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ong. Yes, of course. Trust is very important because as we already mentioned, mentoring is a relationship and it's a long-term relationship. If there's no trust between the mentee and the mentor, it's going to be very challenging. And at the same time, if I may add, you have to be open for feedback as a mentee because I want to emphasize that your mentors are not expert. They are experienced. That's why in Toastmaster, we say an experienced Toastmaster who's actually helping you to reach your goals. We don't use the word experts. We are all experienced Toastmasters here. Before everyone, did you see the form that VPE Tao shared in the file? And yes, thank you so much. Before I ask you to actually fill that up, first is because I want to see, yes, Toastmaster June.
Add one more quality of a mentee. From what I see is what you need is patience and persistence. Don't rush it. This process is going to take time. It's not something that can be acquired overnight. So you need to be patient because it takes time. So not just because you've found a mentor and then they gave you an advice and then you fail. That is going to happen. That is going to be part of the journey. So just keep that in mind.
Yes, thank you very much, Toastmaster June. Yes, DTM Nooch.
May I add one more quality?
Please.
Attempt to hold yourself accountable for your development. You need to be
Yes.
accountable. Yeah.
Actually, that's my conclusion. Thank you very much, DTM Nuch, for concluding. So thank you so much. I'm done with the workshop. Yes, even though you have a mentor, you are accountable for your self growth and development. You cannot blame your mentor if you're not succeeding as a Toastmaster. The mentor is a guide, an experienced Toastmaster sharing experiences. They are not the ones who are actually accountable for your self growth and development. And as I said before, you use the IDP form. Everyone, do you have a pen and a paper with you now? Yes. Wow. You know me already that every time I do workshop, you have to prepare your pen and paper. I don't want you to use your laptops because it's totally different if you're writing and if you're also typing. Writing is a lot better. So I want you to, with your current situation in your life, whether it's personal or professional, I just want you to identify 3 goals. Because if you think of more than 3 goals, you're going to be confused and you're not going to be focused. Nowadays, even big organizations, they only focus on 3 goals each year. So ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Toastmasters, I want you to identify, I'm going to give you about 3 minutes. Just identify in your current situation, whether it's personal or professional, what are your goals that you want to reach? Maybe until the end of this year. Do not go beyond 2021. So we have October, November, December. That's about 3 months or more than 3 months. What are your goals that you want to achieve for the next 3 months? 3 minutes. Give me a thumbs up if you're done. Yes, Toastmaster Singh, Toastmaster Yanini, Toastmaster June, Toastmaster Papeng. Wow, very quick. Seems like, wow, even future Toastmaster Sasa. As you write your goals, especially those who are finished, think about it. Remember, when we write our goals, it has to be SMART, S-M-A-R-T, right? It has to be specific. It has to be measurable, because if you cannot measure that, then you don't know whether you already achieved the goal. It should be attainable. It's not going to be too difficult for you to attain. It has to be relevant. What does it mean relevant? It is something that is related to what you're doing at the moment, whether to your job or to your personal life. It has to be relevant. And then T is time bound. And our time bound here is until end of 2021. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. But there are 3 words, because normally a goal has to be a verb. And there are 3 words that you cannot use as objectives or goals. Anyone who wants to share? There are 3 words that you cannot use as your goals.
Learn.
Do you know those words? DTM Linda, you want to answer? You unmuted yourself.
Yeah. Learn.
Yes.
No.
And
I can't remember that.
okay, thank you so much. That's correct. You cannot use the word to know. You cannot use the word to learn, because you cannot measure them. And the last is to understand. But you will see a lot of books, a lot of teachers, a lot of trainers, they use those words especially to understand. You cannot put to understand because that's not measurable. to explain, to determine, to identify, to memorize, to save. It has to be measurable verb. Everyone is done? Please, thumbs up if everyone is done. I have a very limited time. Yes, thumbs up. Let me just ask some of you to share your goals very quickly. Yes, DTM Linda?
DTM Arnie,
Yes.
this is now 19 minutes. You've got
11
minutes.
Yes. DTM Vishwanath, can I invite you before I call Future Toastmaster site? Future Toastmaster site is very, very active. I hope you become a member and remains the same. DTM Vishwanath, can you share your goals, please?
Yes, please. One of my personal goals is to exercise 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow. Number
And
2?
To bring down my diabetes to hopefully at below 120 fasting by the end of the year.
And
this
do you have another
second one is to develop, I'm involved in cars trading from Japan, to develop a better system of accounting for that. And the third one is also quite subjective, organize my physical documents, which are still they're improved, but they're not perfect. And on the computer, organize it in such a way that at one click, I can find what I want.
Thank you so much. Very clear. Thank you so much. Next, Future Toastmaster Syed. Yes, you're very active. What are your 3 goals?
My 3 goals are according to the current situation and according to my career also. The first is the fighter, because right now—
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, the first is fighter.
What do you mean by that?
To be a fighter. I mean, to be a fighter.
A fighter in life, or are you a boxer, or what are you?
No. Fighter means to adapt the current situation or to overcome the current situation. Because right now the COVID-19 is going on. Everyone knows about it, and there are a lot of troubles and a lot of impossibilities are going on. So I choose this fighter because I must want to be, and I must have to be like this in this current situation. Then I can overcome to all the problems right now that's going on. And also in my career, because also in the career, if for example one time I fail to do something, then I will be do it again and will be do it again, because I want to be a fighter. And second one is the smart decision maker, because okay, this is regarding to my goal. Because in until this year that I tried my goal, and the future career is to be a good teacher at here. And this is depend on the smart decision maker, that how how good can I make the decision on the time. And the third one is the smart leader. This is also really helped me to achieve my goal.
Thank you very much, Future Toastmaster Syed. My only comments on that, you make sure that you make it measurable. How will you measure that you're already a fighter? How will you measure that you are a smart leader? How do you measure that your decisions are the right decisions? Just make sure, like for example, if I will tell you, like for example, to be a fighter, I will rewrite it, not to be a fighter, but to actually to stay healthy or have the wealthy well-being, because that one can be measured. Because for example, you are not getting depressed, you're not getting sad because of the situation. To be a fighter, but if you think that can be measured, I'm fine with that. I'm just concerned that you make sure that those goals are measurable. How do you know that you make the right decision? How do you know that you're a smart leader? So it's up to you now. How will you rewrite those goals? With that, thank you so much with those goals. Now, I gave you the form. You have to take into consideration those goals that you wrote just now. Whatever goals you wrote there, because I cannot ask everyone. We have a very limited time with this workshop. Those personal goals or professional goals, whatever, please, when you fill up the form that we have for Toastmasters, which is very simple, I ask you to identify 3 goals that you want to achieve for the next 3 months. For each goal, you have to think of the actions. I'll give you an example. To be a Toastmaster of the day 3 times for the next 3 months. For example, that's your goal. To be a Toastmaster of the day 3 times for the next 3 months. So what will be your actions in order for you to achieve that goal to be a Toastmaster of the day? Maybe one of your action is to read what are the responsibilities of a Toastmaster of the day. Another action you can do is to ask an experienced member or to ask a mentor on how to be a Toastmaster of the day. Number 3, to observe from the whole month of October and volunteer as a Toastmaster of the day in November and December. What actions are you going to do in order to achieve those goals? And then there's the last column, which is time frame. But as you think and write of these goals for Toastmasters, make sure that you're fulfilling your goals personally and professionally. Because what we can see is that some people, they tend to separate Toastmasters in their lives. That's why they cannot actually appreciate what is the benefits, or what are the benefits, or what opportunities do you have that can actually fulfill your personal and professional lives. You have to attempt different roles in a Toastmaster meeting because they reflect real life responsibilities. As a Toastmaster of the day, you can be an MC for a party, for a meeting. Table topics. Like tonight, I observed almost a lot of our members, they are not volunteering to respond. Normally, people are very excited to volunteer. Table topics actually prepares you to be a spontaneous and effective speaker without preparing. It's like thinking on your feet. You have to connect your personal and professional goals into your Toastmaster life, or else you will not appreciate Toastmasters. Your commitment and dedication will not be the same. Because for me, it helps me a lot to develop myself. I want you to do the same. How can Toastmasters help you as a manager, as a teacher, as a startup entrepreneur? How can it help you as a salesperson, as a father, as a parent, as a friend? How does Toastmaster help you? That's why I asked you to write your personal goals before I ask you to write your goals for Toastmasters. Because I want you to see the linkage, the connection, the relationship between the two. They are not separated. As a Toastmaster and a member of Bangkok Toastmasters Club, I was able to speak in different conferences, in different workshops, not only in Thailand, but in different parts of the world. It gave me that kind of confidence that I didn't have before I joined Bangkok Toastmasters Club. As a mother, how can Toastmaster help you when you become a mother? Please make the connection. I'm not going to ask you to fill up the form. You can fill out that form for another 1 week, and then you can submit to VP Itao and to myself, and we will review and help you. Because we are going to assign mentors for you to help you in your Toastmaster journey. We want everyone here to become better communicators and, of course, effective leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and your personal lives are connected. Please make sure that whatever you do here is a reflection of what you will do outside of our Toastmaster meeting, and vice versa. That whatever you do in your personal and professional life, you can also bring to your Toastmasters Club. Because in that way, each one of us will learn from each other. You can learn from people here because each one of us, we have different background experiences and qualifications. But bringing that knowledge and experience in our club meeting, you're helping not only yourself, but each individual that you see on the screen tonight. And you're making the Toastmasters experience a better experience for everyone. And before I end this, I have 2 minutes to open for Q&A. If you have any questions, I can answer that in 3 minutes. Just unmute yourself and ask me question. Toastmaster Ong, yes.
I'm just wondering, how could the personal life, personal and non-personal be related in this goals and action plan?
Yes. First of all,
Thank you.
Toastmaster Ong, yes, you're welcome. Toastmaster Ong, you have to identify, you already identify your personal or professional goals, right? You wrote
Yes.
3. Yes.
Right.
As you write your goals for Toastmasters, remind yourself about your goals personally or professionally. Like, for example, some people here, they want to be more confident in speaking. So how can you become confident? In Toastmasters, you have this platform every week that you can practice speaking. So for example, one way to do that is to actually volunteer in the table topics. And with that, you're building your confidence. I'm sure if you do it every week, you will become a better speaker. I can assure you with that.
Okay.
So that's how you connect it.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was like the 3 goals, because
Yes.
I have written 3 goals. I
Yes.
think there are some personal things, and I thought that it was related. The 3 goals are interrelated. Not that sense that you are trying to explain, right?
No, I'm trying to explain is you identify your goals first, personal or professional.
Right.
After you identify those goals, now I want you to fill up the form that we gave you in Toastmasters.
Yes.
But as you write them, make
Right.
sure that you're fulfilling your personal and professional goals, because we want you to appreciate that when I attend Bangkok Toastmasters Club, it affects not only my Toastmaster journey, but my personal and professional life.
Okay. All right. Noted. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a red color now. DTM Linda, in the agenda, we finish at 7:45. And in the time, it's 7:37. Can I have 8 more minutes for the Q&A? Thank you so much. Any other questions? We still have time of 8 minutes. Like I really like the question from Toastmaster Ong for clarification. Thank you so much. Next. Anyone else who wants to ask question? Yes, DTM. Okay, I'll call DTM Vishwanath and then Toastmaster Tao. DTM Vishwanath.
I read somewhere that somebody was saying that how you do something is how you do everything.
Everything, correct.
So whether it's personal or whether it's professional, is that it? If a person is good in his personal, he'll automatically be good in professional. Would that be correct?
Yes, correct. Because it's the same like here. Whatever you do in Bangkok Toastmasters Club, it's actually how you talked here is actually how you talk personally. I don't think that how you talked here is totally different on how you talk personally. It's a reflection of who you are. That's why with this IDP or individual development plan, it will help you to clarify and at the same time connect your Toastmasters journey with your personal and professional journey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, DTM Vishwanath. Yes, Toastmaster Tao, our VPE.
Thank you. My question is how often we revisit our goal?
How often do we visit our goals? If we can visit it every 2 weeks, the better, because especially we only have 3 months now. And if you really want to see results, you better know where you're going. Remember, if you're sitting in a taxi or you're sitting on a bus, every now and then you will look out of the window to know where you are. The more often you visit your goals, the better, because you know you're monitoring where you are at the moment. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tao. Next, Toastmaster Prapeng.
I think it's the same question that some of people here have already been asked. And I think I need a little bit of the clarification in this. Like, how far is the scope of this mentoring can go? I mean, I have already write down the goal in this session, and I divided into 3 parts. That's they are my personal goal and my goal at work and my goal here for the Toastmasters. So I'm not sure about the scope that how far we can get.
Thank you. Toastmaster Prapeng, first, you separate the goals for your personal and professional. You have to be clear with that first. You have to identify at least 3. After you have those goals, can you give me one example of your goal, personal goal?
The personal one is to be happier.
To be happier. That's a
Because
little bit difficult to measure. You make sure, for example, you feel, because it's well-being. If you're, for example, happier, what does it mean to you if you're happier? How will you know that you're happy?
I think actually I am a kind of happy person.
Yes.
I'm easily laugh and everything, but this year I have reduced my ability to laugh a lot. So I think I would like to be happier, and I have already like divided into three division in my life. First of all, outside of work, to be sure. First of all, is myself, my family, and my master degree that I have been delayed for more than a year.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Thank
if I be happier at the starter point, it can be good all the way. No.
Okay. To be happier, to make it measurable, one thing is, for example, do you laugh every day? Because you said if you're happy, you can laugh. So maybe your goal should be to be able to laugh on a daily basis. One is to be able to have the time to relax. That's also happy. If you're not under stress, it means you're happy. And if you will ask, some people here, they attend some of my workshops. One of the things that I will actually suggest is for you to have a gratitude journal. I'm telling you, the magic of gratitude journal is amazing. Just write every day. I have my own gratitude journal wherein I write what I'm thankful for every day. And I've been doing this for almost 5 years now. Just think of 3 things that you are thankful for today. I'm telling you, the more you are grateful, the more you become happier. And it has been proven. Because the more you appreciate and be thankful, the more you find things that to be thankful for and to be happy for. So those personal goals, check it first to be clear. And then after that, you make your goals for Toastmasters. So you can make the connection. We will have a follow-up with this session once everyone is finished with the IDP. I'll make sure that we have a follow-up to make sure that everyone is clear and then it's measurable and we make a follow-up.
Thank you.
Yes. DTM Vishwanath wants to add something for sure. He unmuted himself. DTM Paisan Cup.
Oh,
Actually,
yes, Mr. Speaker, I just would like to take the liberty of touching on what our speakers have been mentioning. He has been talking about, I call it a short-term goal because of the timing, 40 minutes. Actually, in our life, like we have short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. So today, I'll focus on just 3 months. I call 3 months a short-term goal. I don't know if that is right. But in Thailand, if you are in the stock market, 1 day is a short-term goal. 2 days is a medium-term. 3 days is a long-term. So it's different. So back to you, Mr.
Yes,
Speaker.
thank you very much, DTM. Yeah, as I mentioned, yes, thank you so much for putting an emphasis on that. Yes, I want you to think only for the last 3 months of this year. Only for the last 3 months. Don't go beyond 2021. Yes, Future Toastmaster side, you have to be our member. I can see that you are very active. Yes, Future Toastmaster Syed.
Yeah, actually, I have a question that how we can be keep on track if we have some goals, right? Like for example, we are student or we are working somewhere, then we have some goal that we have to do. But how we keep going on the track, because there are a lot of technologies nowadays like mobile, Facebook, WhatsApp, a lot of like applications, and if we got involved in those, and I mean like cannot get involved in our track. And my second question is that uh, for the kids, I mean for the childrens, that how we can keep them on the track also, because they are like they don't know much about that, and when they wasted their time, when they wasted their age, and then there is no time to think about it. So this is also another. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll answer your first question first. How do you track your goals? It depends. You can actually choose any application that works for you because not all applies for everyone. No one fits all. You have to find the one that actually appropriate for you and that you think you are encouraged and motivated to use it so you can track your goals. That's the first one. Like for me, I love writing on a paper, on a notebook. I don't use any apps for that. And I visit my goals every day. I even have the vision board for a year that I can track. And every month I write it every time I achieve a goal. For children, are we talking about younger than 12 years old?
I'm sorry, actually, I didn't get the answer of the first question.
Okay.
I mean to say that how we keep on the track, because there are social media right now like Facebook, WhatsApp. If we get involved in those social media, and everyone have WhatsApp, for me that every day I try to make my mind that I have to do this, I have to do this work, but I couldn't able to do because of a lot of like
Distractions.
applications. And exactly.
Okay,
So
now
in this way, how can I be?
you can do a block time. In a daily basis, we call it a block time, wherein you block some hours that you're not going to touch your phone. For example, you have like productivity time during the day that from 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 5, I'm not going to touch my mobile phone. You call it a block time. Because remember that we have 3 parts. If in order for you to become happier and productive, you divide your day into three parts. You empower your day or your morning, you produce during the day, and then you are at peace with yourself in the evening. So if I were you, I suggest you do the block time in order for you to be away from those distractions. Did I answer your question now?
Yeah, all right,
Yes.
got it. Thank you.
For the second question, children, are we talking about younger than 12 years old?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. It has to be guided by a guardian. Because children nowadays, are we talking about your children here? At Future Toastmaster side, are we talking about your own children?
No, I just talk about generally
Actually,
like my brother, sister, and everyone.
I see.
Going on. So that's why.
One thing here is Future Toastmaster Sayad, let the children enjoy their lives. You can just guide them, but we cannot really force them. You just have to be a friend to them because they really have a very different mindset.
All right.
But if they're very clear, I believe you can actually influence them but not force them. Set by examples. That's what I'm going to suggest for you. Did I answer your question? Yes. Okay. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
thank you.
Yes. Maybe last question is from Toastmaster Anna.
Very short.
Yes.
How many hours do you usually design for block time?
It depends. Some people, they do block time of 2 hours in a day, some 5 hours, wherein they focus on doing their job without any distraction. But
Hannah,
I
how about
suggest,
you, Dr. Arnie?
for me, I do it before lunch and then after lunch, the block time, wherein I don't really answer or I don't really pay attention to social media. But you start the day by empowering your morning. Power your morning, produce during the day, and at peace during the night.
So what are the ways you empower your morning?
Oh, wow. Do I have 2 hours? One of the day you need a routine. How do I power my morning? One of the powering routine that I do is I have a morning prayer, and then I read a few pages of a book to empower myself to start the day. Those are some of my routines. I have about 5 routines in the morning.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, time is up, and I'm sure you are very excited for your goals to be achieved for the next 3 months. All I can share is mentoring is not about the mentees to be successful, but actually for you to grow and improve and develop. You define what is success for yourself and then ask your mentor to guide you. Because I'm sure the mentors here in Bangkok Toastmasters Club are the willing mentors, willing experienced members who wants to see you become a very successful Toastmasters. Back to you, our Toastmaster of the day, competent communicator, Ajima.
Thank you.